They said I was a footnote, background noise, a misfit, unimportant, too loud. Funny how that turned to kismet. Me and my truth, we sit real still, no sirens, let them scream in the daylight. Truth don't need alignment. I didn't want the headline, I saw the pattern. Opening my mouth made the whole room shatter. Try to keep it measured, flashing warning signs. Every time I spoke the truth, they called it crossing lines. I stayed out of the spotlight, studied every thread. Watched the story bend while they counted what I said. Never chased the platform, never begged the crowd. I was mapping all the quiet while they weaponized the loud. Not a drunk, but you can call me boozy. There's a lot more here than simple beauty. It's my time, I'm showing you the real me. Formally introducing Boozy Beauty. Boozy Beauty. Boozy Beauty. Boozy Beauty. Daily in the gym, yeah, I build this body, but don't confuse the muscle with the mind inside me. Got the ladies watching when I teach that beauty, but the real flex is knowing exactly who I'm proving. Is deeper than looks, deeper than likes. I'm sharpening language, intellect precise. Full play, firm lines, boundaries set. I light my soul up, I don't need their respect. While they were boxed in, marks, marching bold lies. I was face down, boxed in, hit from all sides. If they look beneath the noise, they see I never wanted fame, just wanted Pat seen. Not a drunk, but you can call me boozy. There's a lot more here than simple beauty. It's my time, I'm showing you the real me. Formally introducing Boozy Beauty. Boozy Beauty. Boozy Beauty. Boozy Beauty. Snakes in the grass slithering in my phone. I walked out clean when the silence hit home. Diamond in the rough, no filter, no scene. Funny how the dirtiest hands claim pristine. Not a drunk, but you can call me boozy. There's a lot more here than simple beauty. It's my time, I'm showing you the real me. Formally introducing Boozy Beauty. Boozy Beauty. Boozy Beauty. Boozy Beauty. You can call me boozy. Raising backbone, rising beauty. I've been here, now you finally see. Say it right, Boozy Beauty. Boozy Beauty. Boozy Beauty. Boozy Beauty. Boozy Beauty.
Oh boy. Hi everyone. Hello. Welcome back in. If you don't know me, I go by the username Boozy Beauty, and I'm a Norfolk County resident, and I think that's all I need to say about that. Hi everyone in chat. Hello everyone that's on the replay crew. I'm getting better at saying that. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you all, whether you are live or you are in the near future, whenever you see this video. I am just so happy that you are here hanging out, chit-chatting, wherever you're in the live, if you're in the live chat, if you're in the comments, just know that I appreciate you are here. On the docket today, if you can see my header, my title, or I guess whatever you want to call it. Chat's already saying hi to me. So today on the docket, we have something that just went up a few hours ago. Sean Goode's internal affairs report from the town of Canton. Sergeant Sean No fucking Good. You guys know I've already said quite a lot about him over the time, as well as a new filing from Judge Gilday. We have an emergency hearing coming up in a few days in regards to something to do with Michael Proctor. We'll get into that, as well as a fight between two Massachusetts State Police troopers in Quincy, out of all the towns in Quincy and Norfolk County. Well, should I say out of all the towns in Norfolk County, Quincy. If you know, you know. As well as a Myles King update that I haven't gotten to yet. I actually posted a video on TikTok the day after the hearing because I was actually live for the hearing. And then I didn't talk about it on live. I did post about it the other day on Twitter. So I'm like, okay, you guys need an update too. So we'll talk about a whole smorgasbord. Once again, it is a mess in this county. All right, let me say hi to chat for a second and then we will get going. Hi, chat. Hello. Hello. Okay. I still have yet to figure out what I'm doing with all these wires behind here. I hope you guys can hear me. I can hear you in here. You guys are killing it. Oh my God. This is a disaster. As you can tell, the Angel Halo is still better. I'm working on it. I keep trying to like adjust it a little bit, and my font is now better too. And then I said in the beginning of chat that I finally realized how to figure out how to put a PDF on StreamYard, which makes me very excited. Very excited. Okay, let me pop in to say hi to live chat. Replay crew, you can always fast forward a little bit or just hang out while I say hello. Hello, hello. All right, who's up first? BB. Hello, hello. Chase says, I can hear you perfectly. Thank you so much. Oh, did I see a boots on the ground? I sure did. Hi, Brenda. Hi, Dennis. No, you're perfect, Emily. You are perfect. I'm gonna start singing Ed Sheeran. So let's not start doing that. Also, when I was rewatching one of my previous lives, the reason why this moves is because I have my laptop and I did buy a mouse, but the mouse's connection doesn't connect to this computer. So now I have to get a connection for the mouse. I'm always going to keep you guys in the loop of what's going over here. So it's always a good time. Hey, Boozy, another great stream. Glad to see you. Hi, Cusco. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all for being here. Jenny, I don't want to know what you guys are laughing at in the chat. I don't want to know. Oh, Christine Crawford, I was waiting for your take on this report. Oh yeah, it's a spicy one. We'll get all into it. Hello, friend. Hello, Mr. Lucky. Always appreciate you being here. Mwah. Oh my God, Richie Schiffer. Hi. We're gonna go over a little bit of Duck too. Adam Deitch, who's running for Norfolk County District Attorney. I sent that to Richie today. I was like, did you see this? Love the gas tank pic, miss. Yes. That's my hometown. Home city, Dorchester. Pretty eyes. Hello. Okay. I want to mention the new members who've already joined. This is crazy. Corey Hopkins. Corey, you don't have to do that. I love you. Love you always. Melissa, thank you for becoming a member. Erica, thank you for becoming a member. Jay as well. Thank you so much. Sassy Dex Diaries, so fun. And thank you to Carrie. I hope you guys, if you're new members, if you're older members, like a week, it's only been a week I've been here. Again, I hope you enjoy the emojis. I tried uploading some other ones and they like failed on the YouTube end. So just know they're coming. They're loaded and ready to go. They're just things just kind of act up a little bit over here every now and then. Okay, beautiful. Oh, Jinxie. Hi. So do I say hey? Or is it hi? HAI? I don't know. Now I'm just okay. Do you guys my theme song, I couldn't tell you how long that also took me to get through also, like, because I wrote all the lyrics, I went through everything, and I was like, I'm gonna make this fun. And a Scorpio girl says, not a drunk, but you can call me Boozy, because there's been obviously a handful of trolls that like to say she's a drunk, that's why her name is Boozy. No, it's not. And for those of you who are brand spanking new to me or who don't know the reason why I came with my username, it's because I did literally 10 years in the alcohol industry. Literally. I like to say entertainment industry, but it was mainly alcohol. And then I also did a lot of beauty things. So hence the name. But somehow it tends to get confused because people are like, Boozy Booty. You know who used to call me that all the time? Was Mike Crawford. He's oh God, my chair almost tipped over. He was the very first one to ever have me on a YouTube live stream. And of course, I was talking about Norfolk County and Michael Morrissey. But he always used to call me Boozy Booty. Boozy Booty, and even to say beauty. It just, once you get it, it rolls off the tongue, right? Okay. All right. So. Oh my God. I'm glad you guys love it. I have a husky mix that is screaming. Hopefully you cannot hear her. She's very loud. She's very loud. Oh God, she's really screaming. I'm glad you guys like the theme song though. Okay. So wherever you are tonight, tomorrow morning, in a week, wherever you are, cheers. This is my dessert for the evening. I have a nice little smoothie. Okay. On with it and out with it. Now, there's so many fun people in here, Aaron. There's so many fun. And you know what? When it comes down to it, this is how I want my live streams to be. I want them obviously to go through everything that's been happening since the last live stream. You guys get to have fun in the chat. We get to laugh. It's a lot of seriousness that goes on in regards to all of the cases around here. But if we can do just a little bit of fun every now and then, I hope to provide that. Now, once we get serious, you'll know. You'll know when we're serious, but I want chat to be fun. I know my mods are fun. So, don't worry about it. We're here to have a good time. A really good time. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yes. Yes. Hi, friend. Hello. 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 Serious? What is serious? I don't know. I can get serious when I want to, Clippy. When I want to. Glad you cleared up how you came up with the name. Well, that's just because, I laugh when people who have randomly found out my name through means, which is questionable. But then they still try to make jabs at me with my username. And I'm like, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Okay. All right. Positive vibes only. Yes. Let's get started. Now, the question is, where do I want us to start? Where do I want us to start? I've got a lot. I've got a lot preloaded in. So I think where I want to start first, I'm behind on the Myles King of it all. So let me do this first. I want to pull up my TikTok video that I did on the Myles King update. So for those of you who are wondering what exactly I'm talking about, I'm sure we all know the lovely attorney Rosemary Scapicchio, the GOAT, the actual GOAT. So there was a hearing last week. It was June 26th, 2026, in regards to more documentation that she wants for her clients regarding Michael Proctor. In particular, she was asking for his I mean, it's pretty much everything, but really the background of how he was able to get hired by Massachusetts State Police, like basically his references and things of that nature. So that is what the most recent hearing in regards to Myles King was about. Now, obviously, if you don't know the base of Myles King, he was a man that was arrested within Norfolk County. There's also some federal charges. We don't need to get into all that right now. But before there were federal charges, he was released on bail from the state charges of it all because of Michael Proctor. Michael Proctor, who was the lead detective investigator. What do they call him? Cover something? I don't know. He was the lead investigator of the Myles King case. And the reason why he was able to get bail is because of all of the things on Michael Proctor's second phone extraction. Cloud pull. The cloud pull. So basically they were arguing back and forth. Now, what I found most interesting, and you'll hear this in my video in regards to this recent Myles King update, is that Norfolk County DA's office was not fighting this production for once. For once, they weren't fighting it. It was actually the crime lab that was fighting the most earliest records of Michael Proctor. And their excuse was because everything before a certain year was not in the computer system, was all done by hand. And that made me hardcore roll my eyes. So when you see this, you're going to be like, what? So let me pull this up. Chat is on fire. You guys are always so much fun. I love just panning over and looking at you guys, what you're saying, because you guys seriously crack me up all the time. Okay, so I'm going to pull up my TikTok video on this. I did post it. What was it? It was the day after the hearing. Okay. So those of you who are on TikTok, you get to see a little bit of my coverage. Let me pull my behind over here. and we will get this going.
Well, it turns out Michael Proctor's day yesterday went from bad to worse, because not only did he have to forcibly sit via a court order for the Karen Reed deposition, where he had a panic attack and had to leave at one point, there was also a hearing regarding some of the criminal trials that are still ongoing that he was an investigator on. One of those cases being Myles King. I'm sure most of you now recognize this name because a lot of us talk about Myles King's case now, specifically because he's one of the cases with his motion to dismiss via his attorney, Rosemary Scapicchio. They filed this, which was recently unsealed, where we got to see even more racist things that Proctor was saying in his phone extraction. So yesterday's hearing was all about Michael Proctor's background within the Massachusetts State Police, how he got this job in the first place. Because if you didn't hear, he actually applied for Boston PD first and got denied. No, literally. And then somehow he was able to get a better job within the Massachusetts State Police, which obviously has many of the attorneys whose cases he worked on scratching their head. Can I just say, Rosemary Scapicchio is the GOAT. I literally put on Twitter this photo and just said GOAT, and it has like almost 1,500 likes now. Like, everyone that knows Scapicchio knows she's the best. If you want to see her in action and you haven't seen any of the recent things, go on Netflix and watch Trial 4. Like, that's all I need to say about her. She's just amazing. Just like she was in yesterday's hearing when the crime lab was trying to put in some like intervening motion, and it almost seemed a little improper. It wasn't, but like it was this very long filing that had all of their like procedure work and everything that they would have to do for all of the older files. Basically what they're saying is anything prior to 2013 was all done in hand. And unfortunately, the system where they're trying to search for all of this is still by hand. Legit. So what they're trying to say is anything after 2013, it's basically in like an Excel spreadsheet and they can easily search things. However, anything prior to 2013 that includes Michael Proctor, which would include his hiring, is all have to be done by hand. Like, they need to hire people or someone in order to go through legitimate boxes or filing cabinets to figure all of this out. Obviously, one of the issues Scapicchio has is there actually going to be someone there that has the wherewithal to understand exactly what they're looking for? Because obviously, like, just an analyst is not going to understand what they're looking for. To which the crime lab was like, yeah, we get that. Then the judge was like, you know what? Why don't you just gather everything and then hand it over? And Scapicchio was like, I don't want this burden to be put on me or my clients. This has nothing to do with me. And then the judge was like, okay, well, if you get everything, then it's on you guys to search for everything. And she's like, okay, I'm fine with that. Of course she's fine with it. She's like, you want to give me everything about Michael Proctor and the Massachusetts State Police? Cool, I'll take everything. So then they had to agree to a protective order, which is fine. It's basically standard, just so things don't get leaked or whatever. But yeah, this essentially means that soon enough, all of these attorneys, which is probably going to be shared with Karen Reed's team eventually, she'll probably file a motion in order to get all this information. All of it is about to come out. We're soon going to see things like when he first applied, that the references. Who actually gave him a reference for the Massachusetts State Police? Who answered that phone call and said that Proctor was like unbiased and like the greatest thing ever, and yeah, he should definitely become a cop, a state trooper? What? Time will tell what kind of connections this man had within the Massachusetts State Police.
Oh boy.
Well, it turns out Michael Proctor.
Okay, so that was the quickest way I could put out. It wasn't that long of a hearing, anyways. But that was only like a 3.5-minute video of like a 15-minute hearing. Which, by the way, if you guys would have seen me behind the scenes, I wasn't sure which room they were going to be in. So I had 2 different Zooms on my computer and then another Zoom on my phone just to make sure I was in the right room. And of course, one room started on time and then the other 2 rooms started late. So I was like, what's going on? But yeah, so literally the judge was like, okay, then you guys are going to get everything. And that's what the ruling was. Now, there's going to be a protective order, just like with anything else regarding Proctor, which obviously many of us don't agree with, because why would you want to protect a public servant? Like, it also, on top of it, if you're going to be saying those things, you should be able to say it louder with your chest. Either apologize or say it louder. So that's a win for Rosemary Scapicchio and Myles King, because, like I said, they're going to get everything, which is great. And like I said, Rosemary Scapicchio's main argument was, I don't want the burden to be put on us, which makes sense. but also we want to make sure that it's not just a random like analyst that's going through these filings. We want to make sure it's someone that has the wherewithal in order to understand exactly what they're looking for. So she won. She's going to get all of this. The problem is, do you think it's going to be done in a reasonable time frame? No. I think the judge ruled that they have until, I think it's like the end of August or something like that, where I remember August being it. I have the actual date of the hearing, and I don't know why 27 or 25 is in my head. But anyways, so there's that. All of the things are going to come out. So that means Rosemary is now going to have literally everything. But like this is almost everything in regards to Michael Proctor and the career that he took with Massachusetts State Police. It's insane. Totally insane. It's like it just gets worse and worse and worse and worse for Proctor. And oh well, that's what happens. That's the way the cookie crumbles. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Thank you, Lady Wags, for becoming a member. Thank you, Herder of Cats, for becoming a member. And thank you, Marissa. Appreciate you. Crazy. It's gonna tell her everything. No, literally everything. Everything's on the line now. Like, so now here's the thing. They're obviously gonna redact certain things, but like Proctor's social security number and things of that nature. But yeah, she's gonna get his initial hiring paperwork. That's gonna be insane. I can't wait. It's gonna be such a good time. Okay, up next. So I wanted to briefly touch upon the Michael Proctor, the documents being leaked, something along the lines, because this too was just filed today. We had two random filings that kind of came out of nowhere. It's so disappointing because we were waiting on the motion to compel from Reed's team in the O'Keefe versus Karen Reed / Canton Bars lawsuit. Because if you remember, no one seemingly wants to be deposed. So there was supposed to be a filing today in regards to Jen McCabe, Matt McCabe, Brian Albert, Nicole Albert, Brian Higgins. No longer Ellie McCabe because she did sit for her deposition. So that they had the paperwork, and then their team filed the opposition on Friday, I believe, was the due date. And then everything was supposed to be filed nicely today. And we didn't get that. None of our friends that do the docket stuff saw it. So we got this instead. And I saw this and I go, oh boy. Let me make myself a little smaller. Okay. So like I said, this is in the O'Keefe versus Karen Reed / Canton Bars lawsuit. And if there's one thing that I've been saying over and over again is Judge Gilday does not deal with the nonsense. I feel like this is my third live and I've said it every live. I say it in almost every one of my TikTok videos. When I speak about Judge Gilday, I feel like I put it into almost every tweet of mine too. I don't know what happened here, but let's go through it because this is crazy. Judge Gilday stating that this is an order relative to order of impoundment, endorsement on paper number 112. Before we get into this, I do want to thank Dee Dee for this information. One of my faves on the Twitter. She always gets all the documents for us. She's literally a lifesaver. So this is literally coming from Dee Dee with this highlight. And I was like, okay, what's this? And of course, my lovely friend already had it pulled up for us because everyone's like, impoundment. Does this have to do with text messages? Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. This has to deal with, if you remember the beginning of the month, early June, Michael Proctor was dodging, trying to get out of the deposition with Karen Reed. So if you remember, he filed on a Friday that he wanted to pull out of this deposition. So Judge Gilday pulled everyone in for an emergency hearing that Monday. It was an early, 9:45 a.m. hearing where we heard some arguments back and forth in regards to Should he be able to skip this deposition? When can he do the deposition? Is it inevitable? Yada, yada, yada. That is what this order is about. Strictly about whatever was filed midday, because they had that early morning hearing. Judge Goode came back and said, okay, you need to have more proof. We need more answers of exactly the reason why you cannot sit for this deposition, or at least why you can't sit for the deposition today. So Proctor's attorneys went back to Proctor being like, we need more info. And then later on, obviously they filed that info, which was impounded. So obviously the public did not see it. The only people that have seen it are those within the court and then the various parties in this lawsuit. Well, apparently someone saw something, and I don't know what. Now, I think it's important that we do go back to the hearing for a second so that we remember exactly what we're talking about, because I know this gets confusing. We have 4 current lawsuits with all the different filings, different counties, state versus federal. There's a lot to keep track of. So what I'm going to do, take this down. I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see from the trial channel, who is incredible. We love her here. She's another one I am like forever indebted to when it comes to anything regarding trial footage. I'll pull this up. Yeah. Okay. Can you guys see it? Oh, lovely. Can I make this full screen? Even better. Oh, heck yeah. Okay. So at this point in time, they've already had their morning hearing. They're coming back. And this is what Damon Seligson had to say. Attorney Damon Seligson represents Karen Reed. And we will see. I want to make sure I don't have this on fast speed because I typically listen to everything on fast speed. So let's make sure it's not. Okay, normal. All right, so let's get a reminder of exactly what he says.
The arguments for Mr. Proctor's deposition being continue to change. At first, he was argued to be just a mere witness who couldn't attend because he was unavailable. Then they argued that he was also unavailable for his deposition because his counsel had trials. Now they're arguing that he cannot appear for the reasons submitted in the affidavits. And now we're wondering, based on what was submitted this afternoon, can he even appear? Or are we going to put this over for a couple of weeks so we can get a new date? So I'm a little concerned and troubled by the relief keeps changing. They said in their submissions on Friday and then on Sunday that he knows he has to appear and that he will appear. And now this afternoon, we see something that's more long-term. So I'd like to find out about that from the court and counsel for Mr. Proctor. I'd also like to address, Your Honor, some of the statements that were made this morning by the court and that ended up in your written decision.
Okay, so whatever was in that paperwork made it out to be like that Proctor was trying to say that he wasn't going to be able to appear ever. This was a long-standing something health-wise. That's all we knew as a public. Like, the only clues that we got are from the filings and then obviously this hearing. I'm going to fast forward a little bit so that we can be reminded of what Judge Goode said, because he wasn't believing it either. He was like, no, I don't believe this. Let me see if I can pull it up.
You know, as moms,
No.
we spend all day.
No, that's rude. That's rude. How dare they? How dare they? We don't care about Talkspace. We're on a Talkspace right now. Goodbye. You are the weakest link. Goodbye. Okay.
On it. You can appeal something if you want to. If you want to submit something in writing for clarity, which was scheduled on a date agreed to.
Okay.
to grant the extraordinary request before the court.
Yeah.
If you want to submit something in writing for clarification, but I'm not going to engage in a dialogue back and forth. That's not why we're here right now.
Understood.
Okay? So, thank you. So I find that the supplemental submission does not provide sufficient support to grant the extraordinary request before the court, which is to continue a long notice deposition, which was scheduled on a date agreed to, and the request in effect is made 1 business day from the scheduled deposition. The timing of the request remains a concern. In addition, I am not convinced that the signatory of the letter submitted is qualified to give the opinions contained therein. Even if there had been a curriculum vitae submitted,
Sorry, I totally muted that
convinced-
line accidentally. I just saw your email. Oh, okay. There was one I clicked and I was like, fuck, was that it? No. Okay, cool.
Rude.
Okay. Even if there had been a curriculum vitae submitted, I am not convinced that it would show qualifications to give such opinions. The opinions are general in nature, do not provide any detail relative to the information referenced in the first paragraph of the letter. The opinions turn the request to, in effect, a request to continue a deposition indefinitely, which is contrary to what Mr. Proctor's counsel stated this morning. Of further concern is that the opinions appear to be by committee, without all committee members signing on to the opinion. Finally, the dates in the letter show that the issue before the court could have been handled much earlier. The motion for a protective order is denied. The witness shall appear tomorrow for deposition at the place and time set forth in the subpoena.
Okay. He literally, Judge Gilday was like, I don't believe anything on this document. Not a damn thing. Nothing. So they didn't provide a resume. There were what Judge Gilday said were missing signatures. So what it seems, just ruling that, thinking critically with our brains, I don't know if it was some kind of like medical center or like a health facility with that had some kind of letterhead paperwork where they were supposed to have more signatures, but whoever signed it, Judge Gilday not only was questioning the authority. Oh, I forget it does that. Thumbs up, everyone. Make sure you like the live. I don't know if it was that they didn't provide a resume, so Judge Gilday was questioning if they even had the proper authority to put in paperwork like this. This, I guess, doctor's note, you could call it. We don't know if there was actually missing signatures, which Judge Gilday said. So many questions about it. But that is what they're talking about, okay? Because I know there's been a lot of like questions and everyone's freaking out. Is it this? Is it that? Is it that? Is it this? Easy peasy. Now we know. Now we know it is in regards to either the affidavits that his attorneys, whoever filed midday during the whole Michael Proctor deposition fighting day, or his doctor note, something along the lines of that. So what he is saying in this order, which is like, this is him. Oh, by the way, I'm going to fix my chair. I didn't know it was squeaking until someone said in my last live it was squeaking. Listen, chat, we're rolling with the punches over here, okay? No pun intended, considering what we'll be covering next. Don't take that literally. I'm sorry. Chat's like, you are a mess. Yes. So he's saying here that I have been advised of information. So someone reached out to the judge and was like, hey, something's happening here with this. So there's that. There's one thing. We don't know who. Someone reached out to the judge. I'm assuming a party of someone. WD-40 girl. I know, Carrie. I know. And I have a crap ton of WD-40 because at one point I bought like 6 bottles of it and I've never used it. So he says, I have been advised of information that allows for reasonable inference of a violation of an order of impoundment issued by me, aka Michael Proctor's affidavits, the whatever medical documents. It is hereby ordered that, number one, each plaintiff and defendant and each counsel with a notice of appearance in this matter as of June 8th, 2026. So think back to what parties have argued in this matter that would have had their hands on this impounded document, okay? Each plaintiff and defendant and every attorney that put a notice that they were appearing in this case. Do you guys know how many attorneys that is? Do you remember when Judge Goode at one of the last hearings, probably like a month ago now, he was like, did you know there's a total of, did he say 24 attorneys? With Karen Reed leading with 10. Do you remember when he broke it down like that? It was some crazy number, like jaw-dropping, which is obviously it's warranted given we have 4 active lawsuits. Hello, of course, it's going to be teams for everyone. For everyone. Any of those attorneys. So it doesn't mean all 10 of Karen's attorneys have to do this. It's everyone's like now guessing numbers. It's not every single one of them. It's whoever put in their notice to this case since the filing. So it's like, it's going to be a lot. So all these attorneys shall file with the clerk on or before 4:30 p.m. on Tuesday, that's tomorrow, June 30th, 2026, a certification under the pains and penalties of perjury as to all facts known to them as to any dissemination to anyone other than parties and counsel in this matter of any of the contents of the material impounded by the order issued on June 8th, 2026. In layman's terms, any person that saw this documentation, you all each need to write your own paper. Tell me line by line when you got it, who you spoke with it with, when, date, time, context of the conversation, boom. It literally anything in regards to this. This is him being like, not blaming anyone, but he is going to check in with everyone. Oh, and this is the other part of it too, right? Corey stating, I bet some of the attorneys already have hearings or depots scheduled in other cases for Wednesday. Abso-freaking-lutely. Absolutely. I mean, it's another thing to add to the list that these folks have to do. Freaking everything. That like, but I do want to say that because I did see some chit chatter on all the different parts of the webs of it all, that immediately everyone thinking that it's one party or the other. Now, of course, people that are very pro McAlbert, Ham plaintiffs, House defendants, whatever you want to call them, are immediately blaming Karen Reed and Aiden Carney. And then there's people on this side of the aisle that are immediately being like, Judge Goode is yelling at Karen Reed. Neither's the case. Neither's the case. We won't know until the hearing. So I'm just here to, this is me being like, grounding. We're going to ground. We're just going to breathe because we have no idea. And you know what? Us jumping to conclusions, it's just going to make us more anxious. And I just breathe in and out. So Judge Goode goes on to order. An in-person hearing is scheduled for Wednesday, July 1st, 2026 at 3 p.m. All counsel with a notice of appearance shall attend. Now, I have a question for my attorney friends that are in the chat. I see a couple of you. When they say that, does this mean all of the attorneys now have to fly out? Like, does AJ have to fly in? Or Or can they appear over Zoom? Or is it only going to be certain attorneys? So say like for Karen Reed, Damon Seligson, and Aaron Rosenberg, but not necessarily like Sarah Shipley. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's a lot. It's a lot. The hearing, chat is saying yes, it's going to be everyone. Chat is saying, Melanie said they all have to attend. Uh-oh. 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 That is who? Good question. Unfortunately, I can't. No. Every attorney. All right. Well. Melanie said, including AJ. Oh, good Lord. And that's before a holiday weekend, too. And I'm actually, now that I'm thinking about what Corey just said, I'm almost positive they have a deposition scheduled for the 1st, because there was a point where they were talking about the 2nd and the 3rd for doing depositions. Oh my God, but that's right. Think about it. BB Feld too. This has to be everyone. Oh, it's going to be expensive. Standing room only. There's a crud ton of attorneys. He goes on to order all further attempts to take discovery from the party whose information was the subject of the order of impoundment, so that's Proctor, is precluded pending further orders of the court, aka anyone that's trying to get discovery or documents from Michael Proctor right now is put on pause until we figure this shit out. That's it. Oh my God. Well, does it have to be the attorneys for Canton and Massachusetts State Police? I mean, if they got the impoundment. Oh God. Even okay, again, I apologize. I never pronounce his name right. Ever. Kieran. I know its last name's Murphy, so I just say last name because it's easier. It took me forever to pronounce Seligson correctly. And I still type in Rosenberg incorrectly. I want to do B-U-R-G and it's B-E-R-G. Okay. Let me engage the chat for a second. Okay. Like, there's too many attorneys. There's too many names. It's overwhelming. There's too many people involved with all these cases. That's why I feel so bad for you that are brand new. Like, you're just coming back in regards to like all obviously the Karen Reed versus Massachusetts State Police, Canton Police Department filings, that lawsuit, that complaint, and now the Michael Proctor of it all, the phone extraction. Like, there's so many people that are coming back to all this and being like, what's going on? Like, how much can really happen in a year? How much can happen in one day with these cases? Right, guys? It is crazy. I want to say hi to you guys. Take a little moment to refresh my brain for a second. Thank you, Dana Barler, for becoming a member. I appreciate you. BB's making it rain with 5 memberships. Thank you so much. I hope you all are enjoying that open tab. You can be water. It can be a smoothie. You can have whatever your heart's desire. Boozy doesn't always mean boozy. It could just mean a nice, flavorful cocktail that's has nothing to alcohol with it. DK, thank you so much. DK says, you're not just Boozy Beauty, you are the Boozy Beauty. Oh, I love you, love you, love you, love you. Goode and Proctor are just the tip of the iceberg. There are other Leos just like them. This is blowing the lid off the corruption for sure. For sure. Because think about it. We would have never known about Proctor and Goody's friendship, I should say, if it wasn't for that second phone extraction. And we can thank Rosemary Scapiccio she was really like the head of it all. And then some other attorneys, right, that got this ball rolling because wow. Thank you, Karen Barrows, for becoming a member. Thank you, Hello Lace, for becoming a member. Thank you, Laura. Appreciate you. And thank you, Stacey Q. Irish girl from Boston. Heck yeah. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Well, okay. A bunch of you are asking if I am going to be on at the hearing. So The hearing is, now that someone pointed out my squeaky chair, that's all I hear whenever it squeaks. So I need to fix this. So the hearing on Wednesday at 3 p.m. I have to shuffle some things around. I'm gonna be there. I'm going to be there. Here's the thing. Like I said previously last week for my first live stream, the pool camera footage has been so inconsistent, and it's not no one's fault. It's been a bit of a mess because technology and courts obviously don't get along. So unfortunately, we need people there that are going to be able to at least visually see what's going on. Unfortunately, even mainstream media, when they do report, it tends to be just like little things here and there. We don't get the full like kit and caboodle. And that kind of frustrates me because I feel like these are the type of things that the public needs to know about. We're talking about like police and our taxpayer dollars paying their salaries and corruption and all of the things. So especially this case is huge. So I plan on being there. Bev, squeaky chair. Wait, where'd Scott go? So I plan on being there. Have to be. Bev's squeaky chair has a lasting trigger. It's so true. It's so true. And now it's like whenever I hear mine, I'm like, crap. Because I know the microphone picks it up because this is it's like a better quality microphone. So flex. It's just fun. Oh, fun. Bring it on. Brandy, you going? Or are you going to be at your nice pool? Brandy has like the nicest pool. She always hosts gaggles of kids. You need a chair emoji. Stop. I could make it a squeaky chair. Okay. I don't know if I can do that on an emoji. Okay. All right. So I didn't get to go over, now that we went over that, this also was put out yesterday too by an account I've never seen before, and then was reposted by Grant, which is how I saw it on Twitter. And then someone did tell me that because this is, I think it's text message between Michael Proctor and Yuri Buchanan, but Aiden Carney did confirm that this is legit. Someone told me today, so I'm gonna pull it up and we can go over this too. These text messages. Wow. What? I feel like almost for 2 weeks now, Proctor has just been getting hit with stuff. And this is just adding on to more of it. So, pledge for squeaky chairs. I never heard of that. Wait, hold on. No, don't tell me Kyle Sharkey is in here typing in Morse again. No. Wait, Kyle, don't be doing that to me. It's only my third live stream. I'm not as good as Grant. Kyle's like, shush. Okay. Forget. Squirrel. I can't. Okay, so these text messages, like I said, that have been confirmed are real. So whoever this Twitter account is, thanks. I don't know who you are, a random person on the interwebs. So, I didn't get to fully read this motion to dismiss filed by Mark Betterow, Attorney Mark Betterow in Aiden's criminal case, but they deactivated. No way. Oh, is that Stassi Schroeder? Oh, she's one of my favorite Bravo Labs. I love her. Sorry. Squirrel. Okay, so this was randomly put up yesterday, like I said, and then I saw it posted by Grant, and I was like, oh boy. And I get concerned, especially with the way that AI is now. So many things can be faked, so it's hard to know what is like real screenshots, what are doctored up, what are fake, etc. So I didn't want to speak about this until it was confirmed to be real, and it is. It is. So these are communications between Michael Proctor and Sean Goode. Kyle Sharkey is like, fine. If you don't want to look up the Morse code, I'm going to tell you what I say. And Kyle Sharkey says, translation, good evening, Boozy. Just making sure you fed the goats. Of course, my goats and my flying pigs will forever and endlessly have all of the bread, all of the types of bread, and all of the condiments and jams to go with it. You can also thank Grant for that as well, because he made me the Queen of France. Okay. Okay. Now, back to this. So, these are text messages between Michael Proctor and Yuri Bukwak. So, this is technically from Yuri's phone texting Mike Proctor. And that's why at the top of these, you can see the name MP, Mike Proctor. And so on this very first one right here, that's closest to me, Proctor is sending a screenshot of one of Aiden's tweets. So this happened on January 25th, 2025. Like, man, these boys are so desperate. And Mike Proctor goes, just another one for the files. What are the odds that now we're calling the Proctor things of it all, the Proctor files? And here is Proctor being like, here's another one for the files. Boy. And Yuri Buchanek's like, got it. Is that really your mom? Proctor said yes. Yuri goes, okay, it's saved. Really? Well, yeah. Let me see. Proctor whining about Aiden calling his mom the C word and so on brand, especially just considering everything now that we know in regards to what Michael Proctor and Sean Goode and, oh my God, so many other Canton men. The audacity. The audacity. I can't. It's like consistent victimhood. Knowing you are spewing out this nonsense yourself. Knowing you have said these things and you're just kind of like, meh. Someone else is being mean to me, so meh. Come on now. Then Yuri goes, it'll be even better than what we can imagine. Oh. Proctor goes, I hope so. Yuri, being a stand-up friend and a fellow colleague and a supervisor. Keep faith, Mike. It'll all be made right. You're joking. Oh, it's being made right, all right. Just not the way they were expecting. And then randomly they're talking about like a get together or something. Hey brother, what time tomorrow? And is Elizabeth coming? Lizzie Proctor, his wife, Michael Proctor's wife. I'm asking because I'm on a day off and need to check in with Chris, how that works with a day off, etc. No idea who Chris is. Someone within the Massachusetts State Police. Go fetch Bear his wings. Fervent. That needs to be a song, Fervent. Proctor goes, yo. How are you going to say yo and then literally hate people with more melanin in their skin? How? Jeez, I can't. Yo. Yeah, Elizabeth is coming tomorrow, same time, 10. And we will print, we will print there around 9:15, 9:30. Yuri goes, got it, thanks. Huh? What? And then Yuri being a solid friend again, you guys make it home? Proctor goes, all good, buddy. Making the boys dinner right now. Thanks for being there. So they had a little powwow in regards to this shit. I don't. How many of them got together just to plot shit and just to get all of their things together and be like, yeah, we're really going to get them. Whether it was Karen Reed, Aiden Carney, or any of us. Yeah, we're going to go do a drive-by at so-and-so's house at blah, 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 blah. Do like a stakeout. Or if you listen to any of if you go on the Twitter of it all and see what Lindsay has to say in her stories, fascinating. I can't wait to hear more. I can't wait to hear more from Lindsay. We've heard about voodoo dolls. We've heard about disguises, wearing Easter bonnets. I want to know if the voodoo dolls had Easter bonnets on them, though. I need that cleared up. Watch me randomly start getting back spasms because the person that allegedly has voodoo dolls is like, maybe that's the reason why my chair is so squeaky. Okay, I'll stop. I need a moment. Okay, let me get my shit together. I can't. All right, so Mikey goes on and says, someone just sent assholes live show tonight. He went off on me, Elizabeth, and my mother. Not sure if that will help in any way. Calls my mother and Elizabeth both CUNTSs. No. Not the C word. Wait, if you haven't seen the Goode of it all, just freaking wait. Just wait. I'm sure you guys have been perusing on it. Which, by the way, that's one of my my terms of endearment. And for some reason, the younger generation, Gen Z, has completely taken that word and just demystified it. They have made it such a positive word that now when I hear it, I'm kind of like, meh. Okay. All right. There's definitely worse that can be said, Proctor. That you know, Proctor. Yuri goes, I'll archive it tomorrow unless you have the clip already edited. Oh, so you admit to editing clips. Cool. Mikey, I don't have it, but could probably get it. Why wouldn't you just record it as you're viewing it? That doesn't make sense. Why you gonna go watch it again? Do they not comprehend they're just gonna give him more views that way? Just gotta push it out to the algorithm more? That's like when someone is scrolling on here, on Twitter, whatever app you're on, and they leave like a hate comment or they complain about something. And it's like, you don't have to view if you don't like it. You're just pushing the algorithm because not only are you now viewing it, you're also commenting on it too. I don't think people really understand that. So they're admitting that they edit the clips. That's cool. Yuri goes, that sick idiot will have the worst karma come his way for doing all of this. Don't worry yourself with it. I'll get it tomorrow, brother. No. That's not how karma works. That just came back around and bit Proctor in the ass. Like you can't go after someone who you think is doing something when you yourself are doing tenfold worse. You as a law enforcer taking advantage and abusing your position of power. All to like you really try to wrap your head around it, and it's like, oh, okay, bet, okay. I mean, listen, whatever you throw to the universe comes right back at you, and that shit just slung right back into his face. Karma, chameleon. Okay. Mikey goes on, he deserves it, but I've lost all faith that karma will get these people. Thank you, Yuri. It will be even better than what we can imagine, Mikey. I hope so. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So, you got to be kidding me. This is not real life. This is not real life. Like, we know these communications are out there, and we know the various cases have them, but for the first time to see them, that's what I mean. Like, when I was posting on TikTok about the very first filing of Karen's complaint against Massachusetts State Police and Canton Police Department, there were a lot of people on there that were like, "You sound shocked," and I was like, "I am not shocked. We knew this was coming. We didn't know exactly what was coming. It's the seeing it in person, because obviously, if you have friends that aren't white and you hang around them, you will see things like this. You will see them being treated like this. And hopefully, I'm the type of friend. Hopefully, you're the type of friend that calls that shit out. I'm that type of friend. I have no problem, even if you are my friend. If I think you are saying something that's concerning, I will call you out on it. And I would hope that my friends do the same for me, because that's an authentic friendship. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about. You know what I mean? You have to call it out. You have to. And then have honest conversations about it all. So it's not that like seeing it or knowing it is happening is a surprise. It's just knowing the amount of what they were saying, and just knowing this went on forever and he was hired. Like, you know what I mean? Right. I would hope people will call me out on my behavior. Exactly. And that's when you know, when you have people in your life that do that for you, keep them in your life, because those are solid ass people. I'm lucky that I have people like that around me. Truly. Truly. And then let it be a learning lesson. But Proctor obviously has not surrounded himself with individuals that call him out on his ish. See, it seems like a lot of those Canton men are in similar boats. Thank you, Nancy Joe, for becoming a member. And thank you, Placid Waves, for a super sticker. Thank you so much. I can't. It costs nothing to be a decent human being. Zippo. Okay, chat. Do we dare get into the Proctor of it all? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I mean, not the Proctor, the Goody. The Goody, the star of the show. We knew this was coming. I'm actually surprised that we got to see all of this. So if you didn't get to see today, we've been waiting on the former Sergeant Sean No Fucking Goods internal affairs investigation with the town of Canton. That was put out today for the public. And wow. Again, not shocked, not surprised. It's just the amount of it. In total, just examples of the text messages / audio transcripts, because there's also audio messages in there. Not that we get to hear them, but they were transcribed. There's 9 total pages. 9. Like, this is more than we got to see from Proctor between Karen's filing and then the King motion to dismiss. So, like, it's a lot. It's a lot. And you guys are going to be so proud. If I flub this up, I'm going to be so mad, because I practiced. I learned how to get a PDF so I can be like one of the cool kids. Okay, let me pull up the PDF for us. I was very proud of myself earlier that I did this. Okay, good. Final internal investigation report. Share. Let me check you guys out. Yeah. Heck yeah. I think I can zoom in a little bit more so you guys can see a little bit better. Is that better for you guys? Yes. I might even be able to do one more. Okay. All right. So if you're wondering who MJ Myers are, they are the investigators that the town of Canton hired to look into the Sean Goode of it all. What a mess. What a mess. What a mess. This, however, I called a long time ago. I didn't know how close these two were. I was very well aware of how close Courtney Proctor, who was Mikey Proctor's oldest sister, and Sean Goode were. That was obvious. That was a given. They always try to make it out to be like, well, you know, Courtney's friends are Courtney's friends and Mikey's friends are Mikey friends, and there's no crossover there. Well, there sure hell was. In this case, there sure the hell was. Yeah. So these folks were hired to look into the Sean Goode of it all. And boy, oh boy, did they really let it all out for us. So we're just going to read this together. Read it like a little bedtime story. This report is the result of an investigation into allegations of misconduct regarding Town of Canton Police Sergeant Sean Goode. On or about October 24th, 2025, Interim Police Chief Joe Perkins, God love his soul, he really did try. He was thrown into the mud. He really was. But when we made a couple of public statements to get his attention, especially to answer Corey Hopkins, he listened, so that was nice. Interim Police Chief Joe Perkins was informed by the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office of concerning and problematic text messages potentially demonstrating bias uncovered during an investigation allegedly made and sent by Sergeant Goode. The town retained this investigator to determine whether Sergeant Goode's text and other messages amounted to violations of applicable town policies and town police department rules and regulations. I wonder if they found anything concerning. On October 24th, 2025, through conversations with Norfolk County District Attorney Michael Morrissey. Oh, Morrissey, you say? Huh. Chief Perkins was made aware of concerning and problematic text messages uncovered during a separate investigation into Massachusetts State Police Trooper Michael Proctor. Said messages were allegedly from and or made by Sergeant Goode. Later that day, in person, Chief Perkins was shown several text messages allegedly sent by Sergeant Goode that were, in fact, offensive. I don't think offensive is enough of a term. That's putting it nicely. Related to a variety of protected categories under the law and town policies, and in some cases directly related to his work as a Canton police officer. Chief Perkins was further presented with a sample of recorded voice notes, which he confirmed to contain Sergeant Goode's voice. What do you mean, Michael Morrissey? What do you mean? Really? Anytime I hear that Morrissey is involved with anything, my antennas always go up every single time. Vile would be a better description, right? Yeah, Sheila, I agree. Jeez Louise. All right, they go on to say, on December 10th, 2025, the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office provided the town's counsel, Clifford and Kenny, LLP, and later this investigator with over 200,000 text messages, photos, voice notes, videos, and memes. Memes. Dating as far back as 2013. A majority of these messages in the tranche of data provided to counsel and this investigator are contained within 2 group chats, each containing between 3 to 10 individuals, depending on the chat and year reviewed. These messages, photos, videos, voice notes, and memes contain a multitude of correspondences authored by Sergeant Goode, expressing objectively, we can just say expressing racist, misogynistic, anti-Semitic, homophobic, anti-LGBTQ, and other offensive, crude comments. Jeez Louise. At the direction of the town, the scope of this investigation is limited to addressing the allegations of whether Sergeant Sean Goode's alleged text and messages amounted to violations of applicable town and or department policies, rules, and regulations. Wow. This footnote. As with all of the materials shown and presented to Chief Perkins in person on October 24th, 2025, the DA's office did not allow Chief Perkins to make copies, take pictures, or otherwise leave the office with materials related to the group chats or the information therein. In December of 2025, selected portions of the group chat text message data were provided by the Norfolk District Attorney's Office directed to counsel for the town. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. Oh, my God. Documents that they reviewed. Sergeant Goode's report submitted to Interim Chief Perkins dated October 23rd. Notice of paid administrative leave issued to Sergeant Goode dated October 24th, 2025. This is where I have the issue. This right here. Because I know many of you have had an issue with the paid leave of it all. And I understand him initially getting paid leave. Let me fix my statement. I thought I could understand because I thought they didn't have the full scope. I thought, see, sometimes I still give benefit of the doubt. Here's the deal. Now that this is out, and now knowing that Chief Joe Perkins knew, Michael Morrissey, they all had their hands on this. He should have been put on leave, not paid. Not paid. Not paid. Not paid. Because here's the deal. If the town didn't have context, I could understand them putting him on paid leave until December when they finally got their hands on the documents. And then once they got the hands on it, that is when he should have been just on leave, period, not paid. Here's the problem. They knew more, and they continued to pay him until he just resigned. That's my issue. That's my issue right there. Because what the duck? What the duck? What do you mean you had all of this in December? I agree. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing, Denise. He should be paying it all back. I agree. Eventually, if there are criminal charges, I don't know. I obviously in the county don't have the most confidence in charges. Maybe next year down the line with a new district attorney, maybe we'll see some charges. If eventually there are charges, criminal, and he's found to be guilty, all this gets paid back. So there's like a little hope. I'm still, God bless this whole like district attorney race and all the candidates, because like, oh, exactly. But here's the thing, it's gonna be a whole mess, just like Catastrophe Kate. That's cute. I like that username. They have to prove it was him and such, then deal with the union. Not that I'm standing up for him. I just know how the unions are. Exactly. And if there's one thing we know about the police union, just like the teacher unions, they're very gung-ho. Very gung-ho. Very gung-ho. Oh, it's going to be a whole damn episode. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, we're about to get into this, Sunshine Love. Who tipped him off? Oh, you just wait. Let me see. But oh, I know. Yes, queen of the pool. But the issue is, Boozy, they have to follow the union contract. So during any investigation employee, they have to pay up until a certain point. That's what I mean. It truly feels like they were just sitting on their hands because they had all of this. So they also looked into what is this? Report to file 2512 written by Chief Perkins, dated October 28th, 2025. Norfolk Superior Court protective order dated December 4th, 2025. So that is when the town got the documents, December 4th. Notice of investigatory interview blah, 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 to Sergeant Goode dated May 22nd, 2026. Sergeant Goode's notice of resignation dated May 27, 2026, effective June 2nd, 2026. You guys seen this timeline? This is crazy. Norfolk County DA data tranche regarding Sergeant Sean Goode, December 10th. That's the wrong year. It's supposed to be December 10th, 2025. We'll let it slip. But you guys can see the brief synopsis of the actual timeline. I have questions. We'll ignore the policies because it's basically all the policies. Findings of fact. On October 20th, 2025, Sergeant Goode notified Chief Perkins that Mr. Proctor's group chats and or messages were recently discovered as part of an investigation into Proctor. Okay, hold on. October 20th. Let's go back up. Hold on. He was put on paid leave October 24th. What? What the hell? What the hell? On October 20th, 2025, Sergeant Goode notified Chief Perkins that Mr. Proctor's group chats and or messages were recently discovered as part of an investigation into Proctor. Can you imagine Goody walking in and their interim chief, who's already like up to here with everything? Now you've got one of your sergeants walking in being like, so there's this like phone extraction and I might be on it. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Can you imagine? I can't. Oh, Carrie, I already blocked it out. That's why I was a couple of minutes late when I first started, because I blocked off all the words. Thank you. I appreciate it. Trust me, the algorithm likes the algorithm and it doesn't like certain words. But thank you for the tip. Okay. Oh my God. Sergeant Goode received word from Mr. Proctor that Sergeant Goode's messages were included in those chats. Hey, Chief Perkins, my friend who's been in the headlines, yeah, I'm actually really close with him, and there may be some uncomfortable conversations. Chief Perkins ordered Sergeant Goode to write a report detailing his understanding of what would be revealed in these group chat messages. Oh my God. Oh my God. You know what? Props to Perkins. Because he handled this. Jeez. Can we see this report? Corey, if you're here, can we get this report? Corey? Kyle? Motion to get this report by Sean Goode. I want to see it all. According to Chief Perkins' report, so not Sean Goode's, but Perkins' report from October 28, 2025, Sergeant Goode advised him in part of the following. Oh, God. Proctor advised Sergeant Goode that some of the questionable / inappropriate. You have got to be kidding me. Text messages may have been exchanged between him and Goode. Sergeant Goode stated he could not provide specifics to me at that time due to his lack of recall of any questionable text between him and Proctor. Sergeant Goode's only specific recollection was a joking comment about slavery reparations. Questionable? Degrading? Unacceptable? Heinous? Unprofessional? A huge understatement. A huge understatement. Right? Right? And why is he questioning if they're inappropriate or not? Hello? Joking my peach. No. No. This is not real. This is not real. When you know you do something and it's bad, you just have to come out and hold yourself accountable, because you can try to chase your tail. It eventually comes out. When you do something stupid like this, I mean, even stupid is an understatement. Obviously, there's more things I would like to call it, but this app doesn't like when I go off. So we'll keep it PG-13. On October 23rd, 2025, Sergeant Goode provided a written report regarding the concerning text exchanges. Sergeant Goode wrote to Chief Perkins, in part, the following. Here we go. Everyone get out the world's teeniest, tiniest violin. There were messages between Mr. Proctor, myself, and 5 other friends from the period between June 2020 to October 2023. So for anyone that is defending these men, trying to say, oh, how long ago it was, that was 13 years ago. Nope. And if we're putting that into context too, 13 years ago, when these men are in their late 40s, they were in their 30s saying this. Not teenagers. Men in their 30s. But not only that, these men continue to speak like that. Do you want to know why? Because that's how they are. That's how they feel. That is what they believe. That is like, it's just supremacy. It's just supremacy. I can't. He goes on. I was not able to recover earlier messages. I did not review every message in the thread and limited my focus to the messages I had authored. Oh. I was not able to recover earlier messages. I wonder why. I did not review every message in the thread. I wonder why. Because you don't want to tell on your friends? Too late for that. And limited my focuses to the messages I had authored. Listen, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what Proctor's saying. Or Jennifer McCabe's best friend's husband. Or former Canton cop. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, Perkins. No big deal. No big deal. My messages in this thread were primarily related to my personal political views and opinions, i.e. Trump and Biden. Lies. Lies. The lies. The lies. Twilight Zone. We're in the Twilight Zone. There's no way. No way. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Oh my God. Let me just say this right now. If you don't like someone because of the color of their skin and you judge them, that has nothing to do with political. That nothing. No. No way. No way. No way. No way. Oh my God. On October 24th, 2025, Chief Perkins was notified by the Norfolk County District Attorney Lisa Beatty. Oh, yeah. ADA Beatty. Oh, yeah. Isn't she the one that didn't want to initially get this on the ball, right? Didn't she fight it originally? About the concerning text messages. Chief Perkins reported in person to the Norfolk County DA's office to view the messages that same day. Oh boy. Chief Perkins reported the following. I heard the voice of CPD Sergeant Sean Goode describing the following 3 incidents in separate audio cuts. Oh no. Oh, this makes me uncomfortable. Oh boy. Okay. Okay. A road rage incident at Legacy Place involving a black female motorist off duty. Sergeant Sean Goode described his masochist interaction with the black female operator while using brash language, recounting the events to the other recipients. I was not provided any verifying data, date, time, source of the recording. An interaction on duty describing a hit and run investigation where the suspect came back to the scene, but Sergeant Goode chose to charge the suspect with leaving the scene even though the suspect came back. I was not provided any verifying data, date, time, source of the recording. I know it's not Chris Albert because this is obviously different times, but like leaving the scene of a hit and run is giving Chris Albert. It's giving 1994. Is that when that was? Rest in peace, Peter Berger. And then this interaction, an interaction on duty describing a motor vehicle pursuit with a female. Sergeant Goode described the incident while using brash and unprofessional language. I was not provided any verifying data, date, time, source of the recording. Well, ADA BD then asked Tim, who's Tim? Footnote Tim. Tim is referenced in Chief Perkins' report as another member of the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office staff. Who is Tim? Let me go to chat. Do we know who? Do we know a Tim? I don't think I know of any other troopers that are named Tim. Chat's like, maybe. I don't know. Tim who? See, I don't, no idea. No idea. It is public record. So, no, it wasn't Tim Albert. Tim Albert does not work with the DA's office. No. I'm at the footnote. It doesn't say. It doesn't say exactly who it is. The one who's talked. Oh, God. Tiny Tim. Okay. Oh, God. Okay. ADA BD then asked him to show me 3 text messages. I did notice that the ears of these texts were, I didn't see that one. Oh, God. One of the texts, the word N-bomb was typed. One text contained, oh, God. Okay, I didn't. I like how someone warned me and I forgot to block out those ones. Okay, he said all of the things about literally everyone that's not like him. Oops. Oopsie daisy. Okay. On October 24th, 2025, after reviewing the messages with ADA BD, Chief Perkins placed Sergeant Goode on administrative leave pending an internal investigation. The administrative letter stated in part, oh yeah, you guys remember this? This was scathing when this came out. Please allow this correspondence to serve as formal notice that the town of Canton is placing you on paid administrative leave of absence. I just know Goody was like, oh, thank God I still get paid. He probably thought he was going to be brought back, though, like Kevin Albert was. Effective immediately, pending the outcome of an administrative investigation. The matters under investigation include allegations that you engaged in conduct that violated the department rules, regulations, and policies, including conduct unbecoming of an officer. Do you remember they added on that he wasn't allowed on like any town property without an escort? Like that was yeesh. So many of us were like, we have never seen this before. Like, why would you need an escort? What was so bad that you need an escort for? Well, now we know. So bad. Wait, what? He was at the Capitol Grill last weekend. He should probably be saving those dollars. Well, he was able to resign and retire, but he's not 55. So unless he pulled out all of his funds, which is not recommended when you retire early like that, he's kind of living on a prayer right now. Someone's going to start singing Madonna. No, I won't. I will not start singing Madonna. On December 4th, 2025, the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office obtained a protective order from the Norfolk Superior Court pertaining to the text messages. Again, don't agree with that. Let them all out. This drip drab stuff is really annoying. Allowing them to be provided to this investigator and viewed for this investigation. Okay, that's just the court order. We don't need to go over that. And then obviously the town attorneys also got the documents. Okay. The data provided by the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office contained over 200,000 messages and attachments, which consisted of text messages, photos, videos, memes, and voice notes recovered from Mr. Proctor's phone for the purposes of a separate investigation investigating Michael Proctor. A majority of the data can be attributed. Oh boy, it is too late. Attributed to group chats created in an application called WhatsApp. Based on this investigator's review of the data, Sergeant Sean Goode participated in 3 of the 8 WhatsApp groups provided. Why the heck are they in WhatsApp groups? Oh, we have an answer. Who Tim is. Tim McQuirk is Massachusetts State Police Media Relations for Norfolk County District Attorney's Office. Interesting. Tim Cruz is Plymouth County, not Norfolk County. Oh, no, it's not Tim Taylor. No, Tim Taylor works for Canton, not for Massachusetts State Police. You guys are on it with the naming, though. Chat's so smart. I wonder why they were in WhatsApp. Did they think that none of this was going to be found because they were chatting on WhatsApp? Is there something on WhatsApp where, like, their partners, girlfriends, wives don't get notifications or something so they can hide their conversations? Like, I am so confused why there would be so many WhatsApp group chats. The first group chat included Sergeant Sean Goode. The first group chat, including Goode, contains messages from August of 2019 through October 2023. There were 8 total participants in the group, and it was originally created to discuss the group's fantasy football league. That does not mean they only spoke about fantasy football league, folks. Just so you know. The group chat including Sergeant Sean Goode, contains messages from March of 2025 through July of 2021. There are 2 participants in that group. Wait a second. So you have August 2019 through October 23, and there were 8 participants. What made them stop talking? And then we have a second one, March 2015 through July 21, and it's only 2 participants, Sean Goode and someone else. Then the third group chat is April 2013 through March of 2022. And there are 10 total participants in the group. The participants of this group chat designated it Party Boys. Ew. This is gross. What do you mean, Party Boys? What? Well, you know what? That makes sense given the nature of what they spoke about. During the course of this investigation, Sergeant Goode participated, texted, shared, and condoned conduct that was racist, misogynistic, anti-Semitic, anti-LGBTQ, ableist, and otherwise offensive and or discriminatory. The following sections detailed. Wait, hold on. I did see now. Okay, I just had to make sure blanked out some words. I did. I blanked the words out that need to be blanked out. Hopefully I didn't miss any. The following sections detail some of the specific statements and comments attributed to Sergeant Goode as obtained during this investigation. However, it does not reflect the entirety of what this investigator reviewed to reach conclusions about potential violations of department and town policies. Okay, buddy. Why'd you end up firing him then? Why didn't you fire him? Let me make this smaller for a second. Truly, when I was going through this, what the F is going on in this county? I don't know, Sam. Help us. Help. You need help. I don't know. Here's the thing. I never feel comfortable reading this stuff. However, it's important getting it out and not continually hiding from it, because these are law enforcement officials. There are still most likely individuals within law enforcement, wherever they're hired, that also live like this. So it's important we go through it. I have blanked out a ton of words to go through it. If you want to see it unredacted without my redactions, because just so you guys know, the bigger blanks are that were already redacted, and it's likely names, just so you guys know. The smaller redactions are for me just because of the algorithm on this app. So I did post all 9 pages on my Twitter. It's also on the Town of Canton's website if you want to go check it out there. Plenty of places you can go check it out now. The terms that these men were saying and the way that they were saying these terms, we'll just call it creative. It's things I've never heard of before. Okay. So I will say what I appreciate about the investigator is that they did break it down by I guess you could say bias. So there's pages just for racism, pages just for misogyny, anti-woman, pages just for anti-LGBTQ. You know, they did break it down, which as someone who likes to be organized, I very much appreciate it. But if we're just gonna read a few. We all saw the same hood rats breaking into the liquor stores. Okay, buddy. Hey, blank. So that's one of his friends that they're blanking out, which shouldn't be blanked out. Like I said, if you're going to be speaking like this, the only names that should be blanked out are victims. Victims. Sean Goode and Michael Proctor, whoever they were talking with, are not victims. And that's the reason why Scapiccio in her filing put out names. Thank God for her. Fucking thank God for Rosemary Scapiccio. So this is a friend's name under number 7. Hey, blank. You live in a gated community in one of the most expensive neighborhoods in the world. You will be fine, and your only interaction with Black people are the ones that clean your house and cut your grass. Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay, buddy. Okay, buddy. Okay, buddy. Wearing tons of baby powder because that N was ashy as hell. Okay. Oh, look right here. He admits he can never go on camera. Number 13. I would never go on camera, ... I would freeze, then blurt out C word or N word. You are that terrible of a person. You don't know how to have discernment. This is where you really get to understand who these men are at their core. Like, it just says so much about them. Okay. Page 2 is even more racism. It's more geared. So page 1 was more geared towards Black individuals. This is more geared towards Asian individuals. And you know, whenever I see things like this, I immediately think of Matt McCabe, you know, the Asian house of it all on his text messages. Which one can I read? Okay. So I went to Apple. So this is 21. So I went to Apple today and saw 500 Asians in line waiting to purchase unlocked iPhone 6s. Just talked to one of the geeks, which is like the worker at the Apple stores. Talked to one of the geeks there, and they told me they all come in with cash and spend on average 5 to 10K on iPhones and ship them over to China. I literally watched this G word pull 5 Gs from a bag to pay for phones. Are you jealous that they carry $5,000 on them? Asians can't even drive Segways. Okay. Okay. He was apparently upset that the house across the street from where he lives had a lot of Asian people going to the open house. Oh, here's another one. Asians are the worst neighbors. Keep their yard house like shite. And the in-laws live there. Oh, God. Oh, yeah, the George Floyd. Oh, boy. Yeah, this one. Sean Goode says, well, they say, in another post shortly after the death of George Floyd, Sergeant Goode shared a photo of George Floyd when he was on the ground being kneeled on. I'm sure everyone has seen that image before. Sean Goode superimposed a photo of the Barry Wood meme sitting on George Floyd's neck with the comment, "Too soon?" I'm not even gonna look what Barry Wood is. These things, folks, don't Google. You don't want to know. It's better not to know when it comes. Page 3. Anti-Semitic. Which by the way, Sean Goode's boss for many years was very, very proudly Jewish. And you know what? I should have pulled it up. Maybe we can do this another time. I recently watched former Canton Police Chief Ken Berkowitz's retirement party, the one that Helena Rafferty and Brian Higgins put together for him. I'm sure we all know that Higgins, the whole clip of him saying, like, if you want to hide a dead body, you call Berkey. That whole clip was edited out. Proudly Jewish. And there were quite a few speakers at Berkey's retirement party that literally were telling stories about how they went to Israel together. And now you have one of the sergeants saying this stuff. Can you imagine if Berkey was still alive? I mean, we could go on and on if Berkey was still alive, and like the interviews we obviously would want to hear from him. But like, can you imagine if Berkey was alive to see this? I mean, it's everyone. They did not hold back. Snakes. Yes. Snakes. I can't. He's talking about their noses, sympathizing. Yeah. Full-blown Jays from Sharon, which is a town in Canton, a town right next to Canton, if you don't know the area. They are the worst. Entitled, C-word. I don't know what Anne Frank did, but Anne Frank's hide and seek club. That's funny, right? The Holocaust is funny, right? Here's an anti-LGBTQ, which all of the F-bombs, and I'm not talking about duck. All of them. But like, it's obvious that his friend group was the type of friend group to like call each other the F-bomb back and forth, or the H1. homophobic except short. I'm sure you guys all know what I'm talking about. Like they would just like call each other like typical immature, gross, nasty. No, I would scissor duck every hot lesbian I saw. I hate to break it to you, Goody. A lesbian doesn't want you. No lesbians want you. And I can guarantee you, no bisexual woman want you. No trans folk want you. And I would pay money on not even a straight woman would want you. Does your wife even want you anymore? Considering what you said about her in here? Ugh. Ugh. Gross. It's like that weird fetish that people will have and like to try to break up like a gay couple. It bleh. 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 You know? Fucking 9 pages of this is what I mean. This is the crap that never ends. So here are the ableist comments. So basically anyone that has disabilities, he also dogged on. Down syndrome, autism, you name it, they full throttle. Like, sorry you were born this way. Here's what I think of you. It's just cruel. I'm sure some of you may ask why I blocked out the R word. Short little break. 2-second story. I actually had a very close friend that I grew up with, and one of her younger brothers was born with autism. And being young and dumb, late 90s, early 2000s, the R word was in most of our vocabulary. However, at one point, this friend, and I'll never forget it, I was a freshman in high school with her, and she pulled me to the side and she goes, "Hey, you saying that word makes me uncomfortable. Here's the reasons why." And she was speaking about her younger brother who is, very autistic. And from then on out, never said the word ever again. So I know some of you say it. I personally don't. It's just, especially in contexts like this, speaking about folks that do have things like autism and Down syndrome, it's just so incredibly cruel. We're talking about things that can't be fixed. Like, I don't know. I don't get it. I'll never understand why people speak this way or target people this way. It just, I mean, guys, it really is. If you're watching the screen, it's just never ending. It's never ending. Oh my God. Do you see what I mean? Like, it just keeps going and going and going. Oh, here he is talking about Bear, which is Michael Proctor. No, Bear didn't go full, R word, so we got sent to Brookfield. So apparently Proctor got sent to Brookfield, which is in the middle of nowhere, Massachusetts. Now, this is the one that really pissed me off. A lot of this pissed me off. This one right here pissed me off extra. Oh, I can scroll down for a second. Okay. Because he's talking to his group friends, right? The group chat, about something that him and his wife are disagreeing on, which is in regards to talking about individuals that have Down syndrome. So there was a disagreement. So with his wife. So he went to the group chat. And Goody goes, "So having a Sunday morning conversation with the wife, and it's going nowhere. Have you ever heard of the saying, happy wife, happy life?" No, but you needed to vent because your wife didn't want to listen to your nonsense. So you went to your boys. So let's see what party boys think. Watching this show, Born This Way, it's about disabled kids living life. There was a scene of a couple out on a date, and I asked the male party, disabled, and Lisa didn't know. I guarantee you that's Lisa because that's his wife's name. That's his wife's name. The kid didn't have any of the telltale signs, i.e., huge forehead, superhuman strength, ginormous space between his eyes, or a goofy smile. So I asked, is that okay if one of the parties is not disabled in the relationship? And again, assuming Lisa associated it with, is it okay if a white girl dates a black girl? I think it's crazy if one of the parties is not disabled. He could totally take advantage of her, always beat her in trivia. So am I way off and still watching? And I can't tell if this kid is disabled. He is deaf slow, like maybe a few clicks over 70 on the IQ test. Like, actually imagine you're watching a show with your partner and it's about disabled kids. And like that's the shit that comes out of your mouth. Obviously, his wife doesn't agree with this. So I don't know. And a couple of you are asking in chat, she's a kindergarten teacher in Canton Public. And for what it's worth, I have been told she's a very nice young woman. That's what I've been told. However, if you're going to marry someone like this, that's questionable. And in hindsight, to talk about someone having a low IQ and now knowing all of this. For instance, Colin Albert not passing the ASVAB or not scoring well. She married this. Lisa and Lizzie. But there's also other wives out there too. So here's the deal. I'm going to pull this up because I figured someone in the chat would eventually be discounting everything that's being said. First of all, thank you for calling me young. I appreciate that. Young does not mean uneducated. And in fact, age does not equate to being educated. I don't think having common decency and courtesy and educating yourself and being kind to strangers means it's thin skin. Because I guarantee you, if someone was to call you out on the way that you look to your face, you would crumble. So how about this? We all be a little bit kinder towards another. And how about this? If you have someone in your life that says things like this, you call them out on it. This is no longer acceptable. Period. And me personally will not allow things like this spread in my chat. And also don't allow it in people in my life. I'm sure there are some people who have recently left my life can understand why I feel that way. So no. Thin skin. Chat, I love you back. I love you back. Every now and then you just need, it costs nothing to be kind. And it doesn't mean not to have honest conversations, right? That needs to be put out there. But there's also a reason why we have to go over stuff like this. And by the way, Sean Goode was going to get fired for saying all of these things. Like, oh, and then he goes on. Okay, so he was just talking about low IQ, about someone on the television screen that had Down syndrome. And then he says this later down the line. Good luck, ... It took me a month to beat 30. No idea what 30 is. I swear to God, I thought I had a touch of the Downs. Felt so disabled, not being able to beat it. Oh, so now who has the low IQ? Oh, and then this little blip right here. Sergeant Sean Goode consistently was sent images of individuals with Down syndrome after conversations dealt with topics of intelligence or making fun of people. Cool. Cool. Oh, yeah. And here, okay. This page is all anti-woman. It is all. It says, Sergeant Goode also authored text messages and shared photos, videos that were sexist, misogynistic, and displayed a clear gender bias against women. Sergeant Goode routinely referred to members of his community, most frequently women. Oh, I forgot to see, there are some terms I missed. That's okay. Sergeant Goode also shared and discussed explicitly sexually explicit messages and images, including images depicting people performing things and images of women in various stages of undress. So this is the section where I am going to question if Sean Goode is straight or not. Because when you speak about the other sex like this, it's just things in my head that make you go, do you actually like women as a straight man? Or is there something else going on here? Because like saying things like this, it just one of those things that makes you go, huh. 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 Talking about Kate Upton's chest. This one. Also, for the boys that have Apple TV, make sure you turn off photo stream. Had an incident when I had my photos playing on my big screen, and all of a sudden the photo of the fat kid doing something to the girl, making out with the blonde kid, showed up on my 55-inch LED. That went over like a fart in church. Right. 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 Yeah. Okay, if you could go down on yourself, would you? I'm an absolute no way, Jose. I can't. I told you guys it was bad. It's just so uncomfortable. Oh, and then obviously all the SLUTs, all of them. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Calling other women in town SLUTs, like talking about town gossip. It just. Oh, here we go. Here we go. This is interesting. Not looking for a challenge. ... I like S words. Oh, here we go. Nothing like SLUTTY Dedham and Hyde Park chicks serving of wings. Is he talking about Hooters? Was he talking about Hooters? Ew. Chat, I'm so sorry we have to go through this. I very much apologize. Oh, here's the quote about Karen Reed, too. He goes, Jesus, every girl will want a brain tumor, multiple sclerosis, colitis, if you can look like that in yoga pants after unaliving your boyfriend. That was about Karen Reed. That's 2022. Gossips about locals in town again. Like they talked about everyone and everything. They were just letting it all hang out. And then obviously we know this one is about his wife. If Lisa would let me see her cans and actually take a photo of them, I would send them. We are family here. Okay. These ones are easier to read. So this next batch, again, chat, I apologize. So these ones are in regards to Sean Goode using the database, his scanner, things for his job to use for things for not for his job. Things like looking up people's license plates that you shouldn't be looking up. Oh, that sounds familiar, doesn't it? I wonder who else did that. I wonder. So these ones we can read more freely, thankfully. So in the various group chats, Sean Goode, again, talks about how he was using his work things for non-work related matters. He goes, I was on a detail till 2:30 and couldn't sleep through the heavy rain. You were sleeping at a detail. Cool. I love rain when in bed, but not on my cruiser hood and roof. Way too loud. Yep. Couple years ago we had an amended robbery on 138 and the description came out. It was blank and blank and we stopped them in Stoughton, but we didn't have any evidence, but it was them. I had blank in cuffs on the ground crying. Okay, so Michael Proctor was openly talking about planting evidence, and Sean Goode is here saying he didn't have any evidence. He just wanted to arrest the individual. Does that sound familiar? Squeaky chair. Oh, I know. Please don't apologize for Goode's disgusting words. I know. I just don't like spreading this shit. Ugh. You know? All right, boys, I'm going to try and keep party boys informed of the Gong Show tonight. Getting deployed to Quincy at 4 p.m. to start. I know it's a Tuesday night, but tell your parents and wives, don't go out shopping tonight to Westwood Station or Cobb's Corner. That's Canton, by the way. That's like the corner of where Canton, Stoughton, and Sharon all kind of come together. It's a big shopping mall. No intel, but it was quite crazy last night in town. But Braintree, Natick, and Wrentham, with Massachusetts State Police and other locals, chased convoys of cars all night out of town. Then they arrived in Providence, and they got bottlenecked in front of the Providence Place Mall, and the cops gassed the F out of them and arrested over 60. So he's talking like this to non-cop friends, too. And remember, Party Boys is the big group chat. There's 10 of them in this group chat. Party Boys, sobriety checkpoint on 138 by the trail side tonight. Please stay away tonight. Can't help you if you get caught. Too many troopers in Milton PD. I think he should have to bribe us with gifts and beers. All they do is drink. Chat. All they do is drink. All they do is drink. Sergeant Goode shares an RMV photo of a young man he pulled over, describes him as a tub of S, explains he couldn't give him a ticket because, quote, God already effed him for life, end quote, referring to the man's image, so what he looked like. Says he was guilty of driving fat and ugly. Goody's not fit, by the way. So, like, to say things about other people's bodies, you frankly shouldn't, but just especially given that you yourself do not have a 6, 8, 10 pack, sir. Oop, there goes my microphone. Because, like, actually, the audacity. Like, actually. Because he's a real looker. Oh, Lord. Sergeant Goode runs license plates for blank of a girl that works at his job, referred to as a 25-year-old smoke. Sergeant Goode runs license plates for blank of a girl that works at his job. If that was at Canton PD, I don't know what year that was. That's what I was thinking, Ashley. I was like, I hope that's not Kelly Dever. Oh, yes, Rach. Stalker. Oh my God. And think of how many people they did this to. Oh. Yeah, everyone's saying Dever. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Dever, she would have been early 20s. That's why I said if this was Canton PD, young 20s could be Dever. I don't there's not many women that go in and out of Canton PD, just so you know. Exactly, Sam. There's not, cuz when John died and that investigation was going on, the only women were Helena Rafferty, Patty Sherrill, and Kelly Dever that worked within the department. Ooh. Ooh. I know. I know. Right, Kelly, do the right thing if you're watching. Please. Please, we want to know. We want to know. Yeesh. Yeesh. Okay. Continuing. We're almost done with this. He also goes on, Sean Goode runs license plates for blank, states he is a nobody. So obviously asking, one of his friends was asking, hey, like, can you look this person up? And Sean Goode's like, oh, he's a nobody. And then another one, haha, can't wait to look up this C word up tonight at work. Oh my God. Throughout April and May 2026, Town Council remained in contact with Council for Sergeant Goode to discuss the scope of the investigation, preliminary review portions of the data in question, and ultimately coordinate investigatory review, words, which was scheduled for May 27th, 2026. They wrote the wrong year again. On May 22nd, 2026, Sergeant Goode was issued a notice to appear for this interview. Okay. He was given notice that he was supposed to come Wednesday, May 27th. And then guess what happens, folks? When he's supposed to show up on May 27th, town council was notified by council for Sergeant Goode that he was refusing to appear for his scheduled interview. No. Say it isn't so. Say it isn't so. You don't say. Then 2 days later, on May 29th, Goode submitted his resignation to the town effective June 2nd, 2026. The letter states the following: Dear Chief Daniels, who is now the new chief. The new chief. And if you all don't know, he is black. Can you imagine going in a new, right? So Chief Daniels, right? He's new to the department and he gets flooded with all this shit. So Perkins is giving him all this stuff. And you walk in and you have to deal with this immediately, which I'm sure Daniels has dealt with things similar before. Not his first rodeo. That's what he's done in his past with other departments. He's kind of like the cleanup guy, right? Goes in and gets out the crud. It's part of the reason why I liked him. I liked his resume. I said he'd be good for the town. Sergeant Goode says, Dear Chief Daniels, please accept this letter as irrevocable notice of my resignation for the purpose of retirement effective Tuesday, June 2nd, 2026. Very truly yours, Sergeant Sean Goode. Sergeant Sean, no fucking good. He's like, oh, you wanna come in for an interview? Nah, I don't want to come in for an interview. I'm actually going to tell you I'm resigning for retirement. And this was a big question in regards to retiring Massachusetts, his pension and whatnot. Goode had 18 years. He needed 20 for the full pension. And he also isn't 55. So if he wanted to, he had the option where he could like pull out the funds early. Obviously, that's never recommended. So if he wants to vest, he'll get a percentage once he hits 55. I don't know. But by him resigning before he could be fired, it happens a lot with police work. Happens a lot. He was able to save his pension. For now. For now. It's a for now. No, he won't get his full pension. The issue is, Quinn, is he's still able to collect once he becomes 55. Like I said, unless he wants to pull it out early. But I think we're all, I won't say all, I feel like the majority of us are not agreeing with any of this. Like, yeah. You don't deserve anything, sir. Okay. So now the conclusion, their findings. Obviously, there was sufficient credible evidence that Goode, while serving as a Canton police officer, violated several Canton Police Department rules and regulations. And this list is a very, very long list of everything they said Sean Goode broke. These are all the rules. Unlawful harassment discrimination policy. I'm sure we can all guess what that is. Right? It's like all the things. All the things. So just briefly, right? If we're talking about unlawful harassment discriminatory policy, that's not only sexual harassment. It's not only unlawful harassment. He also, as a supervisor, has extra responsibilities. Because remember, he's a sergeant. Obviously, professional conduct, in particular, professional conduct, Section B, privacy and off-duty conduct, conduct on becoming an officer, and insubordination because he refused to show for his interview. So they just like, check, check. It's everything. Code of conduct, prohibited conduct, conduct on becoming of an officer, mobile data access. Obviously, you can't be using, they call it the Criminal History Systems Board. You can't be using that for personal pleasure, sir, or for your friends. You can't just look up people's license plates because you want to. There is sufficient credible evidence that Sergeant Goode engaged in conduct in violation of the department's rules and regulations manual as they relate to conduct of becoming officer, insubordination, and dissemination official information. On becoming of an officer, prohibited conduct. And do you see what I mean, guys? They're like, we're going to get you on everything. He knew it was coming. He just waited till the last minute. While the several serious rules and policy violations found here would generally lead to a recommendation of discipline up to and including termination, Sean Goode resigned from employment with the town on June 2nd, 2026. As such, no further action is required beyond this disposition being reported to the Peace Officers Safety and Training Commission. I'm sure you all are remembering who the Post Commission is. Today's date's what? June 29th. I would say by the end of the year, Sean Goode is completely decertified, just like his bestie, Michael Proctor, and he'll never be able to be a police officer ever again in the state of Massachusetts. Because Proctor didn't just get fired. Well, his main firing were the original Karen Reed text messages, as well as the drinking incident with Kevin Albert. This just added to it, right? So he was technically already fired when this second phone extraction happened. Then when they caught wind of this, the union dropped him, the union attorneys dropped him, and he dropped his appeal with the Post Commission to get his job back. Same thing's going to happen to Sean Goode. Because I guarantee you this is not the only stuff. And once you start digging, you find more, and then you find more. Who's to say that Goode and Proctor also didn't have a little drinking escapade that we don't know about yet? If Proctor's going to do it with Albert, who's to say he's not going to do it with someone that he considers a close friend? Someone that he's obviously comfortable with? You bet Proctor told Goode, oh yes, that's at the beginning of this. Oh yeah. Proctor tipped Goode off. And then Goode went to interim chief Perkins, was like, hey, so there's this thing. I freaking agree. Now we need Tully, Yuri. We need the whole kit and caboodle. I want all of the boys. All of them. All of Morrissey's boys. All of them. Especially Yuri. The way that he was protecting Proctor? Nah. I forget what else I pulled for you guys. Let me just debunk this real quick. Because this ish, I am just so tired of certain people only reading minor parts of filings. Just to put a pin in this. Because there are still some people that are saying, ha ha, we win, you lose. Ha ha, Colin doesn't have to sit for the deposition. Where does it say it on this ruling, folks? Now, chat, I know you guys are smart. You read the documents in full. You understand. I saw so many trolls and spokespeople that only highlighted the first half of this filing. And they only highlighted in regards to Gilday's order of Colin Albert's deposition. They only highlighted number 1 where it says the motion to compel Colin Albert to attend a deposition is denied. And then they stopped the highlight. However, had they read the next 2 words where it says without prejudice, they would realize how dumb they look. This right here is actually quite a win for Karen. Is it everything she asked for? No. But they immediately get documents, and that's exactly what they asked for. Now, Colin's side, here I am talking everyone off the ledge again. Colin's side, if you remember, wanted only certain terms in certain time frames. Meanwhile, obviously, Karen's side wanted all of the things, right? Here's the difference. Here's the difference, folks. Judge Gilday kind of what's that saying? Split the hairs, split the baby, whatever. He right down the center. It's not just going to be terms, but it's not going to be everything. So Colin has to produce documents or on record say exactly like what he did, what he didn't find, et cetera, et cetera. And I would just give it time, because I think we all are thinking the same thing, where we think Colin's going to come back and say, well, nothing was there. Given the fact that Karen has a lot of documentation, including Proctor's extraction, I would just say, I wouldn't stress about this. It all comes back in time. I'm telling you, when I saw all of them being like, ha ha, Colin doesn't have to sit for the deposition. Can we put a yet? It's a for now, not forever. I just needed to get that off my chest, because they were really on a rampage with that last week. Just a little check-in. All right, quick little breather. I only have I think one more thing for you guys. Thank you, Nene, for becoming a member. I appreciate you. Got a bad feeling. Thank you so much. Boozy, you truly are a beauty on the inside and out. Thank you. I promised my hubby I wouldn't subscribe to more channels, but we never discussed super chat. Cheers to you, girl. Appreciate all you do. That's totally fine. There's a lot of us. And there's more of us coming, I think. But thank you. I do appreciate you. Seriously. Thank you for supporting the channel. Hi, Emotions and CPA. Thank you for becoming a member. Thank you, Natty James, for becoming a member. Peppa, I love you so much. Thank you. Prince of Wales, bougie booty. I heard you're 30% low on fucking chat. I love you. I love the freaking havoc. I like contained havoc. You know, once chat goes buck wild, I'm like, okay, we need to take a breather. Oh God, here goes again. Bougie, your post today was great. I fell asleep in the 3rd chapter, but the epilogue was stellar. Also, the foreword by John Grimson was a nice touch. Keep me on my toes. Keep me on my toes. All right, guys. All right. Minor. Oh, what's this? I need BBB to become an acronym. Bravo, Boozy Beauty, BBB. I like that GB. I like that a lot. Okay. Right. Now, what's this? Okay. Wanted to briefly touch upon this too. Because James Sullivan, who we spoke about last time, is just slowly becoming more comfortable with coming forward with more things, which I fully appreciate. I know, especially being in that town, it's so hard coming forward and finally saying something, because obviously this includes the cops. Like, Goode is still in town. Even though he's not a cop, he's still a part of the crew. And you know what? To me, I get the feeling that just given how the whole Karen Reed trials of it all went down, that there's a very tight-knit clique, and they'll kind of do anything that they want, because for a period of time they were allowed to do whatever they wanted. So I appreciate him still continuing to come forward and say things. So I saw this and I got a little giggle. I don't know who is the account owner of the top Twitter account, The Truth Is Always, but I found this kind of funny going back to May 21st with Note My Objections interview with Greg Connor. And he says, the only thing they did wrong was be a witness. That is heartbreaking. And that, of course, is in regards to the witnesses, but only a specific section of witnesses. Well, James Sullivan, of course, is a witness. Just because they didn't call him to go on the stand doesn't mean anything. He's still a witness. He did a witness statement. He got pulled in for an interview where he very clearly said, I didn't say that. In my interview report, I didn't say that. And so in response to this, James Sullivan puts out the witness intimidation statute. That one gave me a good chuckle. But then I saw this. Now, chat. Now, chat. James Sullivan attached, obviously, an old picture of Jennifer Weeks McCabe, where he states, "Hi, Jen, let's dance." And you know what? You're not always best looking, right? You kind of sometimes you start off as an ugly duckling and then you grow into, a beautiful bumblebee. But you know what? This is what happens when you push people and you push people and you push people. The 80s were for bad hairstyles. Listen, she had it coming. And then I saw this. And you know what? This is a legitimate example of the reason why people who are going, especially as witnesses, that don't agree with the Commonwealth's theory, this happens like clockwork every single time, every fucking time. So this person, who was obviously not a Karen Reed fan and fully believes in the Commonwealth's theory, was seeing all this news in regards to James Sullivan and how it was trending on Twitter for their page. And obviously it's James Sullivan's tweet. And then at the middle portion, it says, James Sullivan comes forward as witness in Karen Reed case involving John O'Keefe's death. This person obviously was not happy, and they state, "Oh, really? Do you really want to do this? See, those Canton rumors run both ways. We will bury your peach under the jail." Oh. So again, that is actual witness intimidation, just so you know. And the only thing Sully did at this point, he didn't even put up the Jennifer Weeks McCabe picture yet. He had just come forward and said, "Nope, this is what happened. This is what I saw. Proctor lied on the police report. I never said Karen Reed was toasted. I said that she was nice and witty." And that's how this person responded. Now, imagine that but in person. Imagine. And I'm telling you right now, story after story after story I have heard from people in regards to things that have happened to them. Like on and on and on, it could go on. So this is why I'm saying, like, for him to be able to speak out like this is a very big deal because it actually literally coming out publicly puts a target on him, as you can see. But then we got this response from Sully. Public service announcement to anyone who kept me close to keep an eye on me, and to those who tried to keep me out of the Canton Little League. Just know I saw it and I kept receipts. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Vote Adam Deitch for DA. It's the only way forward. He is a brave man. Uh-oh. I wonder if Sully made a phone call. Maybe not to Adam Deitch, but maybe to someone else. Sully is sick of the shit. Yes. That's what I mean. We all have our breaking point eventually. And if we're talking 2022, it's now 2026. It's been 4 years. It's been 4 years. And some people are still holding in because they're fearful to come forward. And obviously you can see why. Yeah. AD for DA. Okay. I also saw a new clip that we have. Oh, you know what? Before I move on, for those of you who aren't on Twitter, I did want to show you just how John O'Keefe and James Sullivan interact with one another. So if you're like brand spanking new, you don't know what I'm talking about. James Sullivan was at the waterfall, at CF McCarthy's with Karen, John. He was also there at this time, Kurt Roberts and Mike Camerano. Obviously, Kurt Roberts is Carrie Roberts' husband, and then Mike Camerano, he was the one who testified where he went and picked up John's niece when Karen went out to go look for John that morning. So I clipped this and I put it on Twitter because these are the type of things that I look for when I'm looking for seeing how people interact. Because obviously you don't ever think when you go into a bar like this is ever going to be used, like this video footage, right? So this is how they interact with one another, and it's actually very sweet. So just putting like a time frame on this, James Sullivan is just walking over, and so this is when John O'Keefe had greeted him. It's very sweet. It's very, very sweet. Let me pop myself out. So there's no audio, just so you know, but give it a watch. You see how he grabs his chin? He gives him a little push. Introducing Karen. Kurt is giving him a back rub. You can tell Karen is immediately like, oh, hi. You can just tell they're having a good time. Like, talking about the shoes. Karen does a dance. John makes a joke. And what I find so interesting too is that you can tell this group's dynamic. They look so much more happier than when John and Karen were at the waterfall. Like they looked like they were just having a damn good time compared to when they went over there. It was kind of a little bit more, you know. I see, that's what I mean. These look like happy people, right? It looks normal. I know. And it's sad. And this is the reason why I like pulling clips like this to show exactly what was going on really in John's last moments. Like these were the last hours of his life. And to see how he interacted with Sully was very sweet and genuine. And you could tell, like, John liked Sully. You could just tell. No grab ass. No. And also no play fighting. Like the little shove, that's nothing. That was not rumbling and tumbling and doing the things. But I did want to show that just to show you that John did thoroughly enjoy his friend Sully. They would have, given that it was basketball and baseball that the kids had in common, they were most likely in contact with each other pretty often, if not like almost every single weekend for months and months and months and months. So I just thought that was a sweet moment for you guys to see. There is also a newer YouTube channel. She's a local, and I think she's interviewing all of the Norfolk County District Attorney candidates. So I wanted to briefly pull that up too for Adam Deitch. So her channel is called Liz Speaks, and this is just a nice little clip of Adam Deitch. And whenever I can put Adam out, I'm going to put him on your screen. So here's another interview with Norfolk County District Attorney candidate, former federal prosecutor, Adam Deitch.
And I literally said out loud, what on earth is going on in Norfolk County? I think Norfolk County deserves better. Until this past November, I was a federal prosecutor at the U.S. Attorney's Office in Boston. And I started out there doing all kinds of cases, everything from gun and drug cases to bank robberies to child exploitation. But I ended up mostly doing public corruption cases across Massachusetts, including and especially right here in Norfolk County. And it got to a point over the last few years where I was looking at the drumbeat of cases here, and I literally said out loud, what on earth is going on in Norfolk County? And so I left the U.S. Attorney's Office in November and launched this campaign because I believe what our DA's office needs is wholesale, systemic, cultural change, the kind of change that can only come from a change in leadership and
I really like Adam. I really do. I really, really do. So I got to speak with him briefly after the debate. Me, Emily, and a few others, law girls, a few of us were kind of hanging out afterwards, and we briefly got to speak to him. And you could just tell he genuinely cares. Like literally cares, and it's not bullshit. I would like to consider myself a good reader of people. What gets me in trouble with letting people in my life is I usually don't follow my gut. I usually make excuses, and I tend to be like a fixer, and I want to help everyone, which obviously only puts me under, unfortunately. But you can tell Adam actually cares, which I appreciate. He's not just looking for a promotion or because he's being told to do so, or because he wants more of a pension, he left a really good high-paying job, upended his life to run for this county. It's a big deal. It's a very big deal. But yeah, like I said before, I'm not a bumper sticker girl, and I have his bumper sticker on my car. And if you are in the county, just so you know, this is going to be all decided on September 1st. Early voting, of course, is an option. Mail-in voting, of course, is always an option if you're going to be away for is that Labor Day? Yeah, that's Labor Day. I keep forgetting the holidays. But that is when this is going to be decided, because there's 6 Democrats versus 1 independent. So technically, the November election's only going to be the Democrat and the independent if he doesn't drop out. So the real race is for September 1st. So please remember that. I say it every time. Whatever gets you out to vote, mail in, early voting, whatever it is, please, it is so hugely important. We can't keep having officers like Michael Proctor and Sean Goode and get them off scot-free. Because even though Proctor's life has been completely like, all over the place, even though allegedly now he's living with his sister, that man should be in jail. In my opinion, and I don't think he's the only one that belongs in jail. I think a lot of them deserve to be held accountable for what they've done, and not just to Karen Reed. This goes way above Karen Reed and John O'Keefe and Sandra Birchmore. Like, this goes. Think of how many people, how many victims we don't know about. Proctor said that he was going to plant evidence. Goode said he arrested someone without evidence. Did it again. So just remember that these two boys, because they're immature, these two boys together were in charge of John O'Keefe's evidence at the very beginning stages of this investigation. Please don't fight that. And like I said, one of these days I'll go through the swipe logs with you all, and I'll show you what happened with that evidence that morning. If you're thinking if it was improperly handled, you're right. Which includes John O'Keefe's cell phone and the solo cups. Two of like the biggest things that you can get evidentiary wise. The victim, obviously the body, the clothing, obviously the I can't say the W word, whatever they think ended this person's life. Phone. Major things that they have to hold on to. Oh, we'll get into it. I have a lot planned for you guys, trust me. My thing is, and it's not me like withholding, I just want to make sure I speak correctly and I have all of the right presentation for you guys. I want to do a good job when it comes to those kind of things. In time. Trust me. Especially with all this Goode stuff coming out. All right, let me wrap this up. A bit of a yapper. Again, I always think it's going to be shorter, and somehow I managed to not know how to be quiet. Hi, Bob. Hi, Bob. Boozy, do we know the 10 people in the chat? I need to go back and look at Rosemary Scapiccio's document. I know a big portion of the individuals have been named. I don't know if it's this same group chat, if it's another WhatsApp group chat, because what do they say? There was like 10 of them. Like, it's all on WhatsApp. So what I will say is this. The ones that we know are all Canton men. There's that. I don't think we're shocked or surprised. All in the same friend group. Donated to a defense fund, too. Isn't that interesting? And thank you, Jessica Ramsey, for becoming a member. What's the W word? Trying to figure it out. Yeah, I don't wanna see. I can't say. We are here for it. Yeah. Giggling. Okay, guys. You all have been incredibly amazing. I always know it's time to go when my older dog walks in and he's like, hello, ma'am. It's been almost 3 hours. Oh, thank you, Scott. Scott, will I be seeing you on Wednesday? We've got to go. We've all got to go. Oh, thank you, Zelda. And thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. If you hear tip tap, that's my old man. You can't come up here because if you knock over the microphone, the whole thing will go shabam. No, you can't go up that way either because there's this cords everywhere. This poor dog. Oh shit, there he comes. Hi, you want to say hi? He's literally on my leg right now. Hi, please don't knock over. You guys see him. All right, guys. I liked last time that I got to end with a quote from Maza. And I thought, oh, I did, because a couple of you guys asked about my lip. I actually brought it up. That's my boy. He's like half blind. Likely I need to see grand info. Oh, okay, Scott. Good to know. Someone asked about my lip. I brought it up for the gals, for those of you who like makeup. Lip is, so this is the Maybelline lip liner. This one, the color is Fine Line. Again, another pinky ready nude. And then I topped it Bare Minerals Gloss in the color. These are really hard to read. Last time I had a hard time reading it too. Oh my God. Zen. So Maybelline lip liner in the color Fine Line and Bare Minerals Gloss in Zen. Love it. So last time, just because a lot of these streams can get, we can touch upon some depressing, not nice topics given the state of Norfolk County. So I wanted to also leave us with a little positivity. Now, some of you may know that I am a Swiftie. And just by the way, I'm more of a music gal anyways. I like lyrics. I like poems and poetry, especially obviously when it comes to artists that write authentically from their heart and about life. Taylor Swift just happens to be one of those individuals. She's a very well-spoken public speaker. And back in 2020, she got one of those honorary doctorate things that sometimes celebrities get. And she spoke at New York University. And the whole clip is 28 minutes. I clipped it down to just a few. And this is simply for anyone where you feel like maybe you're going through a hard time right now. Maybe you're being doubted. Maybe things are being said about you, either actually saying your name or not saying your name. Maybe things are just kind of rough for you at this point in time in your life. Taylor has a way of saying things so eloquently that are also kind of, they hit home, and they hit home when they need to hit home. So for any of you that are feeling down in the dumps, hopeless, maybe your job sucks, something's going on in your relationship, maybe you're just having a hard time, I wanted to uplift you a little bit and leave you with some positivity. So I hope you all appreciate what Ms. Taylor Swift has to say. I don't know if she's Ms. Taylor Kelsey yet, or if it's going to be Travis Swift. I have no idea. But this is something worth watching. And I did have it loaded. Let me see if that's not it. Hold on. It went kaput. Hang on a second, chat, because I do want to leave you with it. Okay. Is it this one? No, it's this one. Here we go. Here we go.
Can be heavy, especially all updates on your app.
Okay, chat. Before I pop this up, I love you all so much. Please no, it's not copyrighted. It's a speech. Thank God. Otherwise, I'll just cut it out. You guys get to see it. I love you guys so much. Please know that you matter in this world. Every single last one of you. It doesn't matter if you're a silent watcher, if you're a subscriber, a liker, you hit all the buttons, you're on all the apps. If you're a content creator yourself, if you're a lawyer, law tuber, wherever you are, please know I always am grateful for whatever time that you spend with me. And please know it does not go unnoticed. You guys have been incredibly generous with your time, and some of you with your funds. I'm not bullshitting you when I say this. I was not expecting this to happen. And me being grateful and putting out content and being thorough and trying for you guys is the best thing that I can do. And trying to get us somewhere in this county and finally get some answers for John O'Keefe and Sandra Birchmore. With that being said, I'm going to leave you with these nice and poetic words of Taylor Swift. And I love you guys. I love you. I love you. I love you. And you know what? I'm being honest. Here's the thing. I'm a softie at heart. I really am. I have a very hard shell, but when I allow people in, I'm one of those ride or die friends. And I want that for you guys to see that too in this community, because I know we're all still learning from one another. That being said, I love you guys. I hope you all have such a great evening or morning or afternoon, wherever you are. Okay. I think I can do this right now.
Can be heavy, especially if you try to carry it all at once. Part of growing up and moving into new chapters of your life is about catch and release. What I mean by that is knowing what things to keep and what things to release. You can't carry all things, all grudges, all updates on your ex, all enviable promotions your school bully got at the hedge fund his uncle started. Decide what is yours to hold and let the rest go. Oftentimes, the good things in your life are lighter anyway, so there's more room for them. One toxic relationship can outweigh so many wonderful, simple joys. You get to pick what your life has time and room for. Be discerning. But it taught me to protect my private life fiercely. Being publicly humiliated over and over again at a young age was excruciatingly painful, but it forced me to devalue the ridiculous notion of minute-by-minute, ever-fluctuating social relevance and likability. I know I sound like a consummate optimist, but I'm really not. I lose perspective all the time. Sometimes everything just feels completely pointless. I know the pressure of living your life through the lens of perfectionism. In your life, you will inevitably misspeak, trust the wrong person, underreact, overreact, hurt the people who didn't deserve it, overthink, not think at all, self-sabotage, create a reality where only your experience exists, ruin perfectly good moments for yourself and others, deny any wrongdoing, not take the steps to make it right, feel very guilty, let the guilt eat at you, hit rock bottom, finally address the pain you caused, try to do better next time, rinse, repeat. These mistakes will cause you to lose things. I'm trying to tell you that losing things doesn't just mean losing. A lot of the time, when we lose things, we gain things too. Every choice you make leads to the next choice, which leads to the next, and I know it's hard to know which path to take. There will be times in life where you need to stand up for yourself. Times when the right thing is actually to back down and apologize. Times when the right thing is to fight. Times when the right thing is to turn and run. Times to hold on with all you have, and times to let go with grace. Sometimes the right thing to do is to throw out the old schools of thought in the name of progress and reform. Sometimes the right thing to do is to sit and listen to the wisdom of those who have come before us. How will you know what the right choice is in these crucial moments? You won't. We are led by our gut instincts, our intuition, our desires and fears, our scars and our dreams. And you will screw it up sometimes. So will I. And when I do, you will most likely read about it on the internet. Anyway, hard things will happen to us. We will recover. We will learn from it. We will grow more resilient because of it. And as long as we are fortunate enough to be breathing, we will breathe in, breathe through, breathe deep, and breathe out.